Hey y'all, so welcome to another episode today of Taisha's Thoughts. So today's episode is titled Reflections 2024. So I just want to share a little bit of love, light, positivity, um, regrets, negatives, all that good stuff on everything that I've been through this year. So let's get into it. So first thing is first. I have acknowledged and I've come to terms with that grief is something that just won't go away. I think that this is always going to be a lifelong journey for me. In the words of the beautiful Regina King, grief is love that has no place to go. And when I say I felt that in my spirit, that's real talk. You get two sets of grandparents. You can have two sets of, step parents, You normally get two sets of everything, but mom and dad, they can never be replicated. They never can be duplicated. Nobody cannot take their place. And we all know, and I say it all the time in all my videos, we all know that, my mom went to be with the good Lord back in May of 2022. So it's been 2.5 years since she's been gone. It still feels very surreal. And what's crazy is that every little thing always reminds me of her. Even the way that I am as a parent, I tend to now say the same things that my mom did or kind of act the same way my mom did. And, I love my mom very much. No matter how old I get, I'm always going to need her for something. And it's definitely different, not being able to pick up the phone to talk to her or, hear her selling out or her wonderful laugh. I definitely miss her presence. Me and my siblings and my grandmother, my daughter, we all do. We all love and miss her dearly. And that's why I said I've come to terms with the fact that, in my mind, honestly, I thought with grief that it would be something that I guess would get easier over time. But here's the thing, is that the scar does heal, but it's still a big ass scar. It's just very visible. It's very noticeable. So when you look at that scar, you're always reminded about what caused it. So I'm always going to have this scar in my heart for my mother. And I just have to understand that, I'm going to be a different person in my life moving forward. And a lot of it is for the better. But, I have, accepted the fact that, like I said, grieving is always going to be a lifelong journey until I'm reunited with my mom again in heaven. I'm always going to grieve her because I'm always going to miss her. I love you, Mom. The second thing I've acknowledged is that I know I still need to work on my triggers and, how to gracefully handle them. I have definitely been challenged this year when it comes to certain triggers. And one, I definitely failed the test. I missed the mark. I got baited and sucked into it so bad that it affected my health really bad. I had to keep constantly running to the doctor and taking tests and stuff like that, paying for things out of pocket that money could have went towards bills or something else, So I definitely learned my lesson on that. And then I had another kind of trigger that time I was able to handle it a little bit more gracefully, but it still felt, it still didn't, it's like I said, I elaborate on this, even, taking the high road and doing the right thing is not easy to do. And I have to learn to understand that, I know as I grew with my growth and with me trying to improve and better myself as a person in my life, that I know that setbacks do come with growth. And I know the devil be out there, he be listening. He a nasty ninja. And he be listening and he be plotting, anything to throw me off course and off track. And he knows when it comes to these triggers, just as well as I do and the good Lord do, that he knows when it comes to family, when it comes to people I love and I care about, baby, I'm all gas, no brakes. You say something about them, it's a wrap. And that's my problem, is that this year I've given into people's ignorance a little bit too much, and it hurt me, but it affected me, and it made me open my eyes to understand that if I know I'm gonna come across a time that I'm gonna get somebody's gonna say something they don't need to say, and that's gonna be triggering for me. But I have to learn to understand that if it's gonna cost me my health, it's gonna cause me any kind of setbacks in my growth as a person, I just have to do a WWJD instead of WWTD. I can't be a strong young black man. I need to be a grown woman, lean on to God, and just help me make a better decision and a better choice, and make sure I go about it the right way, that I can sleep at night and it doesn't affect my health. Another thing for reflections, what I've learned is to be more mindful about what I tune into. Whether if you believe it or not, you do fuel yourself and your spirit and your energy based on things that you watch and things that you listen to. And yes, I will put on some Fred Hammond, some Miles Minnick, some No Big Deal, some What's Up Berg, some 1K Fuse, some, Hovey in a minute. But in the same aspect, I can also be listening to Lil Jon, the East Side Boys, Mystical, Kendrick Lamar, Kaya, Trina, Trick Daddy. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I am a sinner that's saved by grace, okay? And I know that, I know with God, you can't walk a middle line. It's either you got to be all about him, or it's kind of like an all or nothing. But I do know, like I said, I be down with God. I do my devotions. I pray. I read my books, all that good stuff. But also, though, too, sometimes I just get in the mode where, I like to be, and I gotta learn how to kind of start to gradually calm that down. And about some of the things I watch, too, because they can kind of a little bit OC. And I think that can also, I feel like when you watching certain TV shows, or, listening to certain music, things like that, it does influence sometimes your mindset and even your personality to a certain extent. So I'm going to try my best to work on to slowly but surely, gradually start cutting those things off. Now, I'm not going to say I'm going to go full turkey, cold turkey. I'm talking about full turkey, Lord. Cold turkey tonight. But I'm a work in progress, so just bear with me. I've also learned this year to give myself more grace and be easier on myself. On my last video, I felt very kind of defeated about, is it worth me, doing these videos? Is it worth for me speaking my truth? Is it, have I really done anything to try to change the type of person that I used to be? But I have. Okay. Listen, I pray every day. I do my daily devotion every day, not because I have to, because I love to, and I love getting to know God and having my own personal relationship with him. I exercise all the time. I cook, I clean. I'm a mother. I go on these people's computer and put in this work on these 9 to 5. There's a lot of things that I do. And in the process of me trying to rebuild and regroup myself from me losing my mother suddenly, I'm still trying to deal with life, still trying to navigate life, still trying to, work through my struggles and work through my good and my bad days. And I'm sitting here looking, I've lost over 60 pounds now. I've done so much for myself, and I just don't know sometimes just how to give myself a hand clap and be like, Taisha, like, you've been through a lot in your life, and no matter how much maybe you could tend to mess up in certain areas, give yourself more grace to understand that all the stuff I just mentioned, a lot of people don't exercise, don't pray, You know, don't try to get their mental in there, not trying to strive to be better. Some people are very content with who they are. And that the fact that I am working on to try to better myself mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally, and mentally, that is a lot of work for somebody to do. You know, like I said, I give everything up to God, but it's a lot of I still have to put in my part too. And I just have to understand, like, girl, like, be good to you. And hopefully I was speaking a message to somebody out there just then, because I feel like somebody need to hear that. Be good to you. Be good to you in everything that you do. Nothing that you ever do is in vain. Some told me to say that, so I think that was for you who was thinking that. And nothing that you've ever done in your life is in vain, because it led to you to where you are today, no matter the good, the bad, the ugly. And I, just as much as I need to remind myself of that, I'm reminding you as well of that too. So that's a reflection for you. There you go. I also have learned this year that nothing or no one is worth me having setbacks for. No. Now, do I get tempted and want to, Tyrone, you there still? Hey, you know I'm here. But I got to make sure he stay to the side, like you benched indefinitely, like you suspended indefinitely with no pay. Okay? Because you know why? When I bring you out, I mess up. I be messing up the church's money. I be messing up. So, I have to understand that sometimes with certain things, I just got to let it be. Even if I feel like I'm that nature rise and I need to say something, I just got to let it be. Now, so the question is, do I have any goals or any aspirations or anything for 2025? No. And I'm going to say this. The reason why I don't have any goals or any kind of aspirations or anything for 2025 is, I'm going to say this. I ain't promised to get there yet. I pray I do, but I'm not promised to live to see it, as far as I know. And that's the thing, is that and the reason why I stopped making New Year's resolutions is because 2022, I had resolutions. I was determined that was going to be the best year of my life. I was ready to open doors and to close some doors. I was actually making really big moves and big changes. And I was so proud of myself until I got that phone call that changed my life forever. And then 2022 became the worst year of my life. And then in 2023, I struggled so hard to get back up. And then now here in 2024, I'm finally standing up. So this leads me to what I hope does happen in 2025. It's not a goal, but it's just realistic. I hope I learn how to relive again and relove life. Not to let my mother's passing, or with COVID, or with how people can be so cruel and inhumane nowadays, and everything that's going on in the world, that it doesn't deteriorate me to feel as if that I don't want any part of the outside world. Because let me just keep it a buck and 100. The reason why that I got rid of social media is back in 22 was because I did not look at life. It was a good reason that I don't know if I'm healed enough to elaborate on it more further, but what I can say is this. There was something that very significant and dramatic that happened the day my mom passed that made me look at people almost in disgust. It made me look at the world as if that I did not belong in this world. Like, people are just so nasty, like I said, so cruel and inhumane. And I just felt like I didn't want to be a part of this. So I shut down, and I was afraid to step outside and leave my house. When I had to go somewhere, I would have such bad social anxiety. It was awful. I literally stayed indoors basically for the last 2.5 years. And I think it definitely took a hit on my mental a lot. And just the thing is that, you know, I want to be able to be in those memories and those experiences with my daughter. I don't want her to look back and be like, Mom didn't go with me here, 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 and here, because of the way she's seeing the world. I don't want to miss out anything on my daughter's life because of how bad I was struggling. And that is just an aspiration of mine for 2025, is to really learn how to relive life again, relive life, no matter how challenging it is. You know, I was open and honest and said that, hey, when my mom died, a part of me died too. And I really didn't know how bad it was until I was so messed up. So that is my goal. And I just want to share this. I hope that 2024 for y'all, especially since this is the last weekend of 2024, I hope that 2024 for y'all brought nothing but good things. And if you had a very challenging and sucky year, that everything you think could go wrong did go wrong, that you felt like you didn't see no kind of growth or progression in things that you would have hoped for, you know, for it to be, I want to say this. I know sometimes it does get worse before it gets better. That is proven. I want to say to do not give up. I want to say to you to go into 2025 being as optimistic as you can. You know, stay prayed up. Try your best to live right and do the right thing, even though it is a struggle. Because as I just shared, I've struggled with it myself. But I pray and declare and decree over whoever's watching this that 2025 be your year. It be a breakout year for you. It be the breakout year for whether if it's your finances, your mental, your physical, your emotional, you know, whatever that you struggle with behind closed doors in the dark that nobody don't know. I pray that you can be open and willing to share your story, because there's power in your story. You know that the devil don't want you to share your trials and tribulations, right? Because he knows out of that comes growth. He knows out of that means that you're stronger. He knows out of that means that can help the next person. So if this is for you, that particular message was for you, embrace this. I pray that 2025 be that year that you go big. I speak nothing but love and light and positivity over you, my sister, my brother. And I'm praying that what you cried for behind closed doors becomes a reality for you in public. Them same ones that tried to break you actually made you. They rebuilt you into something more better, more beautiful, more talented, more everything. So as you sit here, so my homework for you is just write a list. Y'all know I'm gonna write a list. So my challenge for you at this video is just to sit and write about anything you think you've learned, what you've gone through, what you've gained, what you've lost. And then just say, you know what, for 2025, if you have goals and you know you're gonna get them done, kudos to you. But I've learned my lesson after 2022 that, hey, this is an aspiration of mine that I would like to achieve. But maybe even if it doesn't go that way, that is okay, because I'm a work in progress person. And eventually I know I'll get there. So write down, write down your good, the bad, and the ugly for 2024. And then write down how would you want for 2025 to be, any kind of goals, maybe expectations, aspirations that you may have. And manifest on that. Pray on that. Ask God to work with you to get there. Because that's what I'm going to do. And I hope 2025 be good to us all. And remember, be easy on you. Life already be whooping your ass. Don't whoop your own ass. I'm still learning that. All right, y'all. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Please just let me know, how you liking it, how you feeling. And even if you don't, it is okay too. Because I got my confirmation in the last video that I did that I know I'm helping somebody, and I'm going to keep doing this. So y'all going to get it. Y'all going to see this face. Y'all going to see it. Y'all see it. Y'all see it. Y'all see the hair. Y'all see all the, I need to fix that up, but y'all see it. Y'all going to see this for 2025. because I ain't going nowhere. Because as long as I'm helping somebody, I'm going to keep making these videos. All right, love y'all. Peace.